visited. Jerry Adams has visited from the from Ireland. So we've had some very prominent people come and visit the center. We just day before yesterday we had Colonel Ann Wright come and visit, and she's the woman who career diplomat, lifelong. She was in the military. She was, I think, one of the first people to resign when Bush invaded Iraq. So, and she's now become a major spokesperson for the peace movement. She just joined our advisory board because of all her travels all over the country. She's committed to collecting posters for us. So that's just, there's 3 people that I can just remember off the top, but I know I'm leaving out a lot of people. One incident that really, and it was more of a scary thing than an exciting thing, but I want to tell it. I was showing, one of the posters that I show more than any other poster is the poster of the My Lai massacre that happened in the late 60s. It was a Charlie Company, the U.S. Army, massacred a village in Vietnam. Between 500 and 600, primarily women and children and elderly men were killed. No gunfire, no weapons were ever found in the village, and it was a slaughter. And afterwards, when it took over a year before it became public to the people in this country, and there's a devastating photograph that then became a poster. And the posters keep them alive. The photograph, if it bleeds, it leads in the headlines, but then it's replaced by the next atrocity or the next headline. But once it's in a poster, it keeps getting used, it keeps getting carried, it keeps getting posted. So we have this amazing poster showing the massacre, and I show it all the time, as I said. So the group of graduate students in design had come to the center, and I pulled out that poster, and they went, oh, and I thought they were making that comment because it was so horrible. Instead, they said, those babies look real. How did they get them in there? They thought it was a digitally manipulated image. And both the professor and I we were speechless, because the technology to digitally manipulate that kind of photograph didn't exist when that photograph was taken. But the fact that they're seeing it now through the lens of the technology that's possible today is terrifying, because people can no longer believe what they see. And it could lead to anything, the denial of any atrocity that there's a photograph of, could lead to the denial of the Holocaust, because those photographs, the claim that those photographs could be manipulated. And it absolutely terrifies me, because then how do you let people know what the history is if they no longer believe what they see? And I think it's important to say, that's why all these archives that have people's lives, they're giving testimony, and the posters like ours that, the majority of which existed before the technology existed to manipulate those kinds of images, are so incredibly important, because these images are not lying.